What is going on, guys? This is Yix here at Magnum Crypto, back again with another video. In today's video, as per usual, end of week market breakdown. So stick around, let's get the show on the road and break this market down. So first off, let's start with Bitcoin, of course, the daddy of the market, and work our way down. So on the weekly time frame, this is the first red candle we've had. So on the weekly time frame, this is the first major red candle we've had since, you can see here, these are all minor red candles, you know, small closes to the downside, but nothing major, and you had a lot of buying pressure to push it up. But this is probably the first major correction we've had now, all the way down to 30,000, you know, and it does look like the momentum has switched towards the bearish for the short term anyway. It looks like there isn't as much buying demand to keep us going higher and higher. So as we've said before, this is exactly what we've needed. We've needed this correction, this breather, to collect more liquidity, to get more buyers into the market, because now people are thinking, hold on a second, I've actually got a chance to, you know, buy some Bitcoin, 35,000, 34, you know, down to 30,000. There's actually an opportunity to get Bitcoin before it continues on going higher. And as I've mentioned previously, the corrections tend to not be as long as the rallies. So if the rally is like 4 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, then maybe half of that would be the length of the correction. So we might have 2 weeks of correction, potentially up to 4 weeks, you know, as we've said. Now, if we move to the daily, there's a lot more we can see from this time frame. So it does look like we're in a symmetrical triangle, but it is moving to the downside. See that second trend line over here? It seems to be collecting a lot of the wicks. So we may see a break down to the next trend line, so potentially up to 34,000. If that doesn't hold, then the next area could be potentially down to 26. You know, you could see a small bit of resistance, and then down to the 24k region. So it is possible that we may see further downside. It's looking more likely. Now this is a symmetrical triangle, so of course there's a chance for breakout to the upside, but I feel like short term the momentum is moving towards the bearish. So we may see a break to the downside and a quick you know, retrace back upwards. It's potential. We'll have to see as time goes forward. Bitcoin is, you know, behaving a bit unpredictable in this current climate. Let's move over to the 4 hourly. So you can see clearly here it is, you know, a bit of a symmetrical triangle, and it's really testing this long-term trend line. It's the third test we've had, or one, you know, tap in these two other tests, and it is looking more and more like we'll see a break to the downside. But of course, we gotta, you know, take it day by day. There's also a very good chance that we could just break to the upside. Let's not try to predict too much, but we have our targets set just in case. A break of this trend line would most likely result in a test of that 30k region. If we see a proper candle closure on the 4 hourly or the daily, then it will start to look more like a descending triangle. So let's just keep an eye on it as time goes on. Moving over to Ethereum. So ETH, you know, a lot more of a drastic, you know, move to the downside. This wick is very, very long. It's starting to look like a hanging man. I've mentioned this chart pattern in the past, this candlestick pattern. This is a sign of a bearish chart pattern, and we'll have a little read about what this could indicate. So in Thomas Bukowski's book, which I've got the starter version of that, it suggests that the longer the lower shadow, the more meaningful the pattern becomes. Using historical market data, he studied 20,000 hangman shapes. In most cases, the elongated shadow outperformed those with short ones. So a long wick equals a more reliable indication of this chart pattern. So also those with heavier trading volume were better predictors of the price moving lower than those with lower volume. So you can see in this example, these two hanging man patterns clearly indicating that a move to the downside will follow. So let's keep an eye on Ethereum. So it could indicate a move further down. So in the same breath, we could easily see a break to the upside because it does look like a bit of a symmetrical triangle. One thing I did notice, as I just noticed here, it's basically copying the same move here, like you know, a nice trend line, break below, and another one forms. It looks like exactly the same move. If that is the case, it leans towards a break to the downside and something similar. So we will have to see. Again, if we see break below, then we could easily see a retest of that support zone around 960 to 920, give or take. So let's keep an eye on this as well. Moving on to Mr. XRP. So XRP has had a bit of a dead week, but on the weekly, something very interesting is that obviously we had that massive move to the upside, massive move to the downside, that 50% move to the upside again. So we've broken below the trend line. We made another trend line here, broken back above that counter trend line, and now it's retesting it. So what I'm looking for, obviously if it closes below, then we'll see further downside down to 22 cents and lower. If it uses this as support, then I could see this making a move to the upside. But because Bitcoin is moving downwards, I would probably lean to a bearish scenario. But we will have to see. XRP does like to do the unpredictable, so it could easily use it as support and make a move upwards. Chainlink obviously had a very good last 3 weeks, going from as low as $11, making new highs to $23, being the top performer for this week. So the main thing I'm looking at is a close above the highest high that's made at $18.53. I want to see a close above that and then to retest it as support. Then, you know, we're already in full price discovery mode, but that would confirm it. You know, once it uses it as support, then the bulls are in full control. So that's what I'll be looking for with Link. And if that's the case, then I would see, you know, a target of $25 to $30. At the moment, it's made a high of $23.85, call it round it up to 24. But if the bulls are, do become in control, use this as support, then I would say $25 to $30. The next target would be reached very soon. But let's watch for that closure and the retest for support. Moving over to Polkadot. Another top performer, another top performer. You know, it's obviously smashed it with this candle, going almost at $20, which is a big even number. It's since rejected. A lot of people have become obviously, more to the fearful side. That big round number is a clear target, so people have sold quite a bit from that level, just short of $20. Hence why it's overextension. What we do want to confirm is the inverse ascending candle. Very beautiful move that I mentioned. It seems to be, I think there's a possibility that we'll have another similar move, so another rounding formation as we saw previously. The target for that then would be about 50% correction. We may just round, touch that $19 to $20 range again, but round off and hit this trend line, potentially down to $12.50, but could go high, or it could stop going at these levels from $12 to about $14, $13. So that's what I'm looking for. I think that's probably what's going to happen now. But beautiful move, absolutely smashing it. I have revised my targets to about $50, as mentioned in previous video. It may not even get to that level because it has been absolutely smashing it so early on in this year, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. It may end up closing below this trend line. We'll have to see, but Polkadot is definitely a one to hold for the future. It's really looking like, as I mentioned in the previous video, like an Ethereum. developers are flocking towards Polkadot. A lot of projects are moving towards Polkadot because it is a much more efficient version of Ethereum, especially since the founder is a co-founder of Ethereum. He knew exactly what to do to improve Polkadot. It's an absolutely fantastic project. So do look for this correction, for this rounding formation. If we don't close above $20, that's what I think is going to happen. Moving over to the next cryptocurrency, this is a member's request. Cosmos, or the ticker symbol Atom. I actually averaged into this about $5. Since then, it's done very, very well. It's another project where different projects use Cosmos as a blueprint, or use their SDK kit, use their developers kit to copy and build other projects. So KAVA, the most notable one. There's a few other projects that are using the Cosmos toolkit to create their cryptocurrency. So very, very good project. Definitely high hopes for this. And looking at it on the weekly, it's just almost finished this cup and handle or cup formation. Very typical rounding formation. It's now about, it needs to close above this resistance level. What we may see potentially actually is a rejection, and then another rounding, another handle formation. So simply something like this, or even deeper. And if we see this, it's going to be classic cup and handle. And what we'd want to see after that is a close above, and then a massive move to the upside. There's actually a way to measure this. Oh, let's delete that. To measure this move or potential how far it can go, is simply, measure this level from the bottom to the top of this high, and then place it where the breakout would be, which would probably be around this level. So the target could be about $12, maybe $11 to $12, give or take. It's a great project as well, so definitely want to hodl. But I think this is the scenario I'm looking for: either a handle or a close above, and then a retest, and then shoot off. So looking very, very good. Let's move over to the next. KAVA. KAVA is looking beautiful. What I mentioned in my private Telegram group is that I've been watching KAVA for a long time, especially since its bottom, and since it closed above this resistance level. I've been bullish on KAVA for a while, but especially above these closes when it confirmed the reversal. And then it's now for the week looking to close above another major resistance level. I'm looking for the target, at the conservative target is about $3. So around this resistance level and then beyond. It's much clearer as well on the daily time frame. You can see this long-term trend line that is just closed above. And yeah, so the resistance, the next target I'm looking for is about $3. And I think then we'd start expecting KAVA to go on a bull run. But the thing that would counter that, to go on the bearish side, is the fact that if Bitcoin goes on a massive correction, further correction, then obviously it will bring the whole market down. But if it just continues to consolidate within the $40,000 to $30,000 range, alt season will definitely go to fourth gear. It's already for the past week, altcoins have been outperforming Bitcoin by a lot. So the consolidation, if it continues, then it will continue to outperform. And we'll look at a few Bitcoin pairings to confirm that. Actually, let's just have a quick look at that now, just to confirm the fact that altcoin season is starting, especially on the Bitcoin pairing side, which is very important as well. So you can see here we're seeing a reversal. We've closed above a previous support level, and it's starting to go on the up. You can also see at this point, when we closed above with this, we started a massive run, which took from the 11th of May until August. So about 3 months. That's how quick these runs are. They happen very quickly, and they're gone in a flash. And you can see it's about to start. Now we need to close above this next level, but you're starting to see this altcoin season happening not only on the USB pairings, USD pairings, but also on the Bitcoin pairings. Let's move on. Cardano. So another cryptocurrency that's doing very well. We've just broken the last high back in its inception. That's how long this took in 2018. If we close above this, this will be a very bullish move, and then we could be in full price discovery. We are having a little bit of a rejection from the previous high, but of course understandable. People that bought at the top here, you know, obviously want to sell, so we could see rejection further before closing above. But you can also see this beautiful big rounding formation. You know, it's really looking like once it closes above this potential retest, it's gonna go on a massive run. Cardano is a great project, another platform that people build on. It's just released their GoGoM next stage of development, where now smart contracts will be available, so dApps will start to be built. This is obviously the hotbed for developers to start making their apps and creating value on the platform. So this rounding formation does look beautiful. It looks like it's ready to pop to the upside. We may see some sell pressure around here, but it really does look like and it reminds me of Bitcoin just before it went on its run past all-time high. If we have a quick look at Bitcoin, maybe we can see this again. So you can see here, it literally looks like Bitcoin, and it's just, you know, about to break all-time high here, and then it goes on a massive run from 20 to 42,000. So just remember this, you know, this kind of W pattern, and let's look at ADA again. So again, you can see this W pattern, a bit of a W with an extra V, and it's at the same level. It literally looks like the same move. So we could expect sell side pressure, but then also it could easily double, you know, triple, get to $1 perhaps. Who knows? But it definitely does look like it's about to go on a big run. Last but not least, let's look at Ocean. Another top performer, especially in the last couple of weeks. It's breaking out of the symmetrical triangle, and if it can just close for this week there, it really does look like it's about to finally test all-time high and go towards that $1 level. We could of course get rejected. You know, it's about to hit the previous high, so there could be a lot of sell-side pressure. But you know, the fact that it's been in this formation, this chart pattern, indicates a lot of, you know, energy is building up. So it looks like it's ready to finally make that move to the almighty dollar, right? Let's all pray together. Another thing, although it looks like a symmetrical triangle with these wicks, if you ignore the wicks, it looks like a double bottom or an even Adam formation. So you can see here clearly these two close around the same level. If that is the case, then this is the point, the 53-cent level. That's the confirmation that if we close above this, that this pattern has been complete, and then we could see a retest of that level and then go further on. If this is the case, again, this is beautiful because we've finally had the reversal and it's about to go on a monster run. Another project that I've got high hopes for, you know, they're about to switch to Polkadot, or the building on Polkadot to move and basically migrate over to Polkadot from Ethereum, because it's a lot more efficient, it's a lot cheaper. There's a great interview on Real Vision where the CEO of Ocean talks about their plans, so definitely recommend watching that. But I've got high hopes for Ocean Protocol. I think long term, maybe this bull run could easily see $10. If it goes on an even stronger run, $20. That would be amazing. But let's keep an eye on it. Let's just wait and see. To finish up, let's just have a quick look at the Bitcoin pairings, because as I said, it does look like altcoin season is happening on the Bitcoin pairings. and that's very important. So here, for example, Ocean BTC, we're about to hit this counter trend line, long-term counter trend line, so we may see a rejection from that, but you can see it's starting to turn around. That's number one. Let's have a look at .BTC, so polkadot. Another one. This is clearly in a bull run, testing previous highs. So again, another example that altcoins are making a run on the Bitcoin pairing. I think we did KAVA already. Let's look at Atom and then Cardano. Again, Atom, it's about to enter, hit some resistance, so we may see again a rejection from this level, but we'll start to see that turn around on the Bitcoin pairing. And let's have a look at Cardano to finish off. Here again, clearly a double bottom, you know, about to close above this key resistance level, but you can see it's starting to turn around, and we're starting to see a alt season on Bitcoin pairings. Not confirmed yet, because as you can see here, we had a strong run here, got rejected. But for example, this point, we had a good two months of alt season, so we may see that again right now. So let's keep an eye on it. Oh, let's finish off with two things actually. One is to look at the altcoin dominance. Again, turning around. We made a higher low. We start to turn around. We have resistance at this level, so we've got to be careful for that. But it's turning around slowly. And the next thing is ETH BTC. Another thing that's showing we are turning around, but the negative part of this is, although we are on a trend line, we could get rejected from this level and go lower to that trend line. So it's forming somewhat of a broadening wedge formation. So we've got to keep an eye on that. That'll be all for this video. Hope you got some value from it. A bit of a long one, but had a lot of altcoins to cover. So to summarize, altcoins are looking good. It's looking more likely like altcoin season is starting. We're seeing a lot of reversals, especially on the Bitcoin pairings. So yeah, good things are coming. The main thing as well to look out for is the Bitcoin price action. If we see a massive correction, more than we are seeing right now, then that could put a lot of sell side pressure onto the alts. But if it maintains that consolidation region from 40 to 30,000, then that will be very, very good for the altcoins. We'll start to see a lot more money flowing towards altcoins, more than we already seeing. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Peace.